All right. So we are on live now.
Ah, hello, Avijit.
Hello, Claus. So good day to everyone, whoever is watching us today from anywhere of the world, but mostly from Asia, however. So this is Avijit here from JRK International Education Consultants. If you don't know about JRK International Education Consultants, let me tell you about it. We have one of the education consultants based in Sweden. Mostly we work for Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Belgium, UK, Canada, and for some more countries. We are recruiting students from different Asian and African countries, and of course, like other students are most welcome to join us. So today, about our session, we will mostly talk about Dania Academy,
Thank you.
and we have a special guest today from Dania Academy and Professor Mr. Claus. He's from Dania Academy. Claus, could you please introduce yourself a bit more, please?
Well, my name is Claus. G Bang or Grand Bang. Sounds a little bit funny in English, but it's
Understand.
always good. I've been with Dania for the last, well, almost 8 years. I've been primarily teaching on the marketing topics, the business topics, and I'm right now heading up what we call the hybrid degrees at Dania.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, as you can see, like most people in the world, working from home these days, and with my coffee close by. So great being here, Avijit.
Thank you, Claus. Claus, could you please share your screen with our
Sure.
audiences so you can show the screen to our audiences? So, can I share the screen for you?
Definitely, definitely. I have
Sure.
this small presentation about
Surely, that will be nice.
what this is about because, well, saying hybrid degrees, saying Dania Academy, to be honest, I know what it is, you know what it is, but
Yes.
not that many other people know what it is. So I have this small presentation. Let's
Yes.
see. Um, a couple of things, a little bit, of course, what is Dania Academy? What is the hybrid degrees? And this marketing management program that we have, which is part of the hybrid degree. Um, but who is behind this Dania Academy hybrid degrees? And well, no shit, Sherlock. It's the Dania Academy. Dania Academy is a Danish higher education institution. We have undergraduate programs, tertiary level. We have 8 campuses here across central parts of Denmark. 2 of them we have international, and then we have the online campus, which is the one that I'm heading up our hybrid degrees. 23 programs, 5 taught fully in English. 2,500 full degree students, 3,200. I actually think the numbers are a little bit higher now. We're continuously growing as a university here. Uh, 43 university partners around the world because we are a very international school. We do a lot of exchanges all over the world. Get a little bit back to that. We have a lot of partners in different, but of course, a special good partner here in Avijit and JK Consulting. Um, all our programs, and this is where things become a little bit special, is what we call applied science programs. We have these teaching based on real cases, applied theories. So what we care about is actually not the students being able to repeat theories or, well, not even knowing the newest theories. We of course teach them, but what is important for us is that they can do something with it, that they can go out and make a difference in the world. And as you just said, hey, Professor Claus, we are quite informal. We are eye level and interact with our students all the time, and that's how we like it because that's how we believe that the students learn the most. This is a small map showing where we have partners. I even think there is a couple missing here. I know there's at least one more in China and one in India lately coming up. So what this partners means that we have students who go to these different universities around the world for a semester. We have students continuing their educations in these ones, or just doing projects. Just last week, one of the Dutch universities started a project with us regarding digital marketing. So students from there and from our side is going to be working on a project together. But what I'm hearing representing is these hybrid degrees, and it's this combination of online teaching and international workshops. There are some things which are more easily done when you're together, but many things we can actually do online. And online does not, for us, mean that we just lean back and, well, I'm sitting in my home office here and explaining the theories just as I would in the classroom. It's much more than that. I'll get back to that. It's for students outside the EU. So the group of people we hopefully have listening in here, we're starting with one program, this AP Marketing Management Learning Concept. I'll talk a little bit more about, because, well, we don't just want to lecture. We focus a lot on study-life balance. Most of you guys out there has tried this challenge in figuring out your everyday sitting online, going to school, and it's, well, to be honest, it's not that fun. It's not that interesting. So we are reshaping the way we do education. We have this interaction didactics. We have, well, as I mentioned, applied degrees. What we also have, and why we're doing it, is that we do have this vision of education because we want it to be more. The last one, we want our graduates to make a difference wherever they go. We want to, well, we want to change the world. We want it to be more fun, more relevant. We have this vision of our education. It should not be the same as a course. It should be basis for taking courses. So we'll not teach the nitty-gritty details of a Google Analytics setup, but whether it would be Google's or the Facebook or the LinkedIn or whatever platform you're at, will give you the basis, the background understanding of why it's relevant. So you can go into any tool that you like afterwards and get it. One thing is also a little bit controversial, but we also say that the education is not for the students. It's for the students to create value afterwards, because we believe the value afterwards is actually where you make the most difference. You can go out, get the cool job, make a difference in the world where you are, and, well, that's where things become interesting. I also believe that that's where the students eventually will feel the most happy, is that they can make a difference. So yeah, we are trying to disrupt the way we do education and bring these university learnings and methods across the globe. And we, well, every single week get inquiries from different universities around the world. How are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Can you tell us something about this? Some of the things that we do is this design-based teaching. Someone might have heard about design-based thinking. It's a way of developing new products. We use it in our teaching with the prototype development, testing, presentations, evaluations, and back to domain knowledge around it. Show you a little bit what that means in practical terms. It means that we have these articles, trade magazines, book chapters. I don't think we have had a single full book in the last semester here in the fall. Then we have a bunch of these, what we call learning bits, small snippets of presentations in a video format that we can use. We have our content modules where we put these small videos together and get them to fit together so that we have a teaching understanding. So you learn something about this part, and then you learn something about that part, and it's this integration of it all the time. uh, in a regular university, you'd see a list of classes like from the ceiling to the floor, and none of it would fit together. And that's not the way we work here. We are always integrating things together, both in our cases, which we are going with on top. The students have one large case which is following them in the entire semester, and then some small cases where they're working on up-to-date problems, challenges, and especially in these times with the COVID going around the world, we cannot just take the cases which were done in 2002 or 1988, even worse, which many are teaching. All of our cases are from the last 6 to 8 months. So it's relevant for the world we're living in right now. So all theories are applied into this context. So, well, we hope the students going through this can come out and actually make that difference, because we're teaching in a different way. This
Yeah,
is
I mean,
some of
so Klaus, I would like to be agree with you actually. Like, so as you said, like the cases you are studying, I mean, teaching is like, let's say you have taken this from last 5 6 months. That's really important,
yeah,
because sometimes even myself, I have studied entrepreneurship. So while we are studying entrepreneurship in 2020, I mean, in right now it is 21st century, right?
yeah, exactly.
Though sometimes like writer from 19th centuries, they're right and they're fantastic, but the thing is that they thought about their own situation.
Yeah, exactly.
But now the things has been changed. Maybe like 30 years before, no one thought about digital marketing,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
No, and
Now
even
things has been changed. So what I would like to add with you that like for the students, so as you saying like the cases you are teaching them, it is from last 5 6 months, even maximum if I say like from last 1 year, is
yeah,
also is very much relevant. So it will really help them for
exactly.
their study.
Like for example, here is a cutout of some of the cases that we have. If you see, there's the Maersk case. Maersk is a shipping company, containers all around the world. The case that we have with them is related to the shift in global trading patterns, because of, first we had a Donald Trump getting elected as president and saying China is the worst enemy of everybody.
Mm,
Uh, okay, what needed to happen then? Then we had a pandemic, and you couldn't really ship things around the world without uh, quarantine here and there and everywhere. And what does that mean for where you should do your business? And, well, had I taken a case for Maersk, which was just like 4 years old, then it would be about optimizing nitty-gritty details of where to place a container on a ship. But that's not relevant now. It's much bigger, the different things that we're looking into. So that's what we're trying to do. We try to be more relevant than anyone else out there.
mhm.
Um,
That's really
yeah.
important.
But also, as we usually say, it's more than just a study hybrid degrees. It's a lifestyle. Uh, because we have this slogan that happy students get good grades, Hygge students get the bigger picture. And well, Hygge is a Danish term which is not known by very many, but in essence, it is work-life balance. We want to make sure that our students have a life and is complete people. We of course want them to be getting good grades, but on the road to that point, they also need to, well, have some fun. So we have this Hygge community where they can interact, do fun stuff, and we have a coach associated with it. All of us knows, as I mentioned before, how tough it is to manage your time when you're at home and trying to figure everything out. Well, this way, we're helping the students give the tools for moving forward and have fun. And so just because you're not part of a regular campus experience, living in the dorms with people, you actually is part of something bigger. You do feel that you're a student. One of our students this semester, we had a fall break for 1 week, like just 1 week, and little bit over halfway, he wrote to me and said, "Hey, Klaus, I'm already missing my classes because it's this interaction and this feel of community that we have." Uh, Hygge is also a little bit relaxing. I'm not sure that they should be relaxing as much as the guy on the side here in the van at then, but it is this getting the bigger picture, getting the
Mm-hmm.
understanding of life is more than just theory. We need to understand that because everything is changing. It's systems we're talking about. But also we need to talk a little bit about, yeah, that's also the big fluffy, that's how we do it, what's around it. The program structure, this AP marketing management program that we are having here. AP degree is a little bit challenging to explain if you're outside Denmark because it's not very many places that they have it. But the short version of it is that it's officially the first 2/3 of a bachelor's degree. But we have a 90, I think it's 93 point something percent graduates who go out and don't continue study because they get jobs, good jobs, right after graduating from us. So they use it as the last undergraduate degree. We also have a lot of students who comes from, say, an engineering or an IT background or chemistry. I think even we have one participant here. Actually, yeah, I can see in the comments that Zakaria Malkani from Pakistan is one of the chemistry students that we have here right now, and is taking it as the business MBA type degree because it's applied. The ways that we teach is quite similar to you see on top MBA programs, but we also require something from our students. We require them to interact, to discuss, to reflect over things. In itself, the program structure is like this. These physical seminars where we meet, of course, pandemic, no physical meetup here in January. Also very much doubt that it'll be possible by the summer, but we tried it out here in August and it actually works quite well. Also, we can have some fun and interactions online as well. First semester is internal and external analysis of the business. Then we have a marketing and business plan on the second semester, internationalization, specializations on the third semester. This is also where you can go to, say, Italy, France, UK, Canada, Korea, China, where you would like to study a semester maybe on a campus. Fourth semester is our final project and internship. We have internship placement in all our programs. And we have more companies asking for student interns than we actually have students. So we have a positive problem there. So we've never had a student actually not getting an internship, at least as I'm aware of. So because they can do they can make a difference already after 3 semesters. The daily structure is also like we do class teaching at 8 o'clock Central European time, Danish time, and then approximately 1.5 to 2 hours after that. That's where either me or one of my colleagues is on, and we discuss the different topics. But outside that, it's up to the student to structure their own time. We have video lectures, we have case preparation, reading some of the literature, group assignments, free time, work time, whatever they want to do. And we have, as I mentioned before, the coach who can help structure these kind of things to make sure that uh, there is a regularity in everyday life. So we also see people actually working on the side while studying. Um, of course, all is cool, but what does it cost? That yeah, someone says, "Hey, tell me about scholarship programs at the university." There is a cost, of course. No such thing as a free education. Well, apart from if you're Danish and has been paying taxes your entire life, or your parents have, they won't do. But this is the prices upon admission: 3,000 US dollars and 4,000 for each of the semesters, and 2.5 to be in the end, 17,500 in total. In addition, there can be some literature. This year we've not had it so far. There might come a little bit. Then there's some travel to and accommodation at the seminars, which we planning on hoping in on holding in Singapore. Let's see how the world develops, and whether we bring people to Denmark or somewhere else. Um, and then there's a possibility of additional tutoring coaching if need be. That we have not gone out so far because, well, the lectures, we're always available. So if you have a question, you can, well, send a message on WhatsApp or email us more or less at any time, and we do actually answer it. Uh, I know we have some Sri Lankan, and I was just pulling out the official Sri Lankan admission criteria. So bear with me if it is not the right names of the educations, but the O levels, 6 subject passed, plus A levels 3, and a minimum aggregate of 130 points, and not less than 30 in the common general paper. I believe that's manageable for most people. Mathematics and English, of course. So that part is easy. Or if you have part bachelor or whatever, you have higher education, that will also grant you, of course, access. Then we have the English language proficiency tests, and well, we have at least 2 already from Sri Lanka applied for this the spring semester. So we're admitting people as they apply already. I think there's one thing about I have to say regarding the English language proficiency tests. The official requirement is IELTS 6.5 or equivalent. For most people, we are in the equivalent category. So if you don't have 6.5, we call you for an interview. And that's because you need to be good enough in English that we can have a conversation. We need to be able to discuss things. And a standardized test doesn't always give that part. And yeah, I think that was the questions. But if we just go back to this financial share, in terms of scholarships, we have the top 10% of people being admitted, and after the first semester in getting top 10% grades, they get full scholarships. So we do have scholarships available, just not for the first payment. First payment, we don't offer scholarships, but after that, we do. Current situation in Denmark, I can also see there's a question. I'm guessing that's a COVID that's being asked to here. Well, for hybrid degrees, no problem. You don't need to come to Denmark, so that is that's okay. Um, but I think right now, if to be honest, things are going downhill in Denmark. As you can see, I'm sitting and working from home. That's only been the case for the last 2 weeks. We have rising numbers, but in general, good healthcare system and things like that. So yeah. Um, what do you?
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I said like what I said that like especially in this I mean they need to study first semester from their home country. So basically first semester as they are not coming. So anyway, they are not coming for spring semester. Though if I assume these students are applying for spring semester 2021, but at least they will have to study first semester in their home country. So it will be fine. And when they will be applying to come to Denmark, I know like students, some of the students they like to visit Denmark as well and study in Denmark. So in
so,
that case, it will be summer on that time,
yeah.
right?
Uh,
So I think and probably will be in better situation in that time, as
I think
hopefully
we,
will
we
come
have the
soon.
vaccine and things coming our way. They're developed in the neighboring countries here. There's a government system which will be pushing vaccinations out to everybody already a few weeks from now. So most people estimate that by summer things will look okay here.
Yes,
Uh, but yeah, well, one of the things which I also got as a comment from one of our current students was that she's sitting in Nepal,
mm-hmm.
and uh, after joining the program, she said, "Ah, Klaus, this is actually better than a regular campus program."
Mm-hmm.
Then I asked her, "What do you mean?" Uh, well, as she said, I get to learn all of these different countries in a whole different way that I otherwise would not. One of the things that we do is that we have students from different countries present how is business done there. So you get to know about how to set up a company in India, in Nepal, in Bangladesh, in Malaysia, in Vietnam, etc. And you'll be able to interact with people in all these locations, know how to conduct business there.
Yes,
And there are not really that many people who knows that. Uh, and at the same time have a European highly accredited degree, worked with global companies already, presented to them. So you are getting some very, very specialized skills which are extremely sought after. And well, the list of companies that I showed before, of course, that their reasoning for participate with cases here is, of course, to hire people. For they have seen this, that hey, I need someone who can manage business across these different countries. So
yes.
yeah,
No, I
but
think it's a really good thing because at the same time, students can study from home, so they don't need to travel. And especially in this Corona situation, in this pandemic situation, they don't need to travel. It is safe. Not only safe, it is also money savings for them as well. Because
well,
if students, for an example, they're from Asia, so they're traveling from Asia, it would cost them a lot. I mean, for the accommodation, for the food in Denmark, and also for travel cost. But now they don't need to pay any extra money, whereas they can get still same degree while they're sitting at their home country.
just to put it into perspectives,
Yeah.
I think a student living in Denmark should be expecting at least $1,000 per month just for a house and living expenses. So
Yes.
if you are thinking, and that's just not just for Dania, it's for everybody. And if you go to the bigger cities, it's even more. So if you say you wanted to study in Copenhagen or study in London, uh, oof, well, I'm not even sure I'd be able to afford that on a professor's salary. So these are the things we're trying to give the top degree at a cost which is actually affordable. Of course, it's a lot of money, yes,
Hmm.
but it's 1/3 of what you would have to pay if you came to Denmark.
Exactly,
Uh,
exactly.
so, but also, I think there's also these things that, especially in uncertain times as the ones that we're living in here now, you don't know what's going to happen with your family. You don't know what's going to transpire with businesses where you are. Uh, as soon as you move away from them, so let's say next summer we're out of COVID and then a new pandemic hits and suddenly you're stuck at home in at a school which is not prepared, not optimized for online studies. Then you'll see the professor sitting like I'm sitting now, and then I'll be reading aloud
Hmm.
from my PowerPoint slides, and then I'll turn off the camera when I'm done, and you'll be just, well, you'll be better off watching YouTube videos, to be honest. That's what
Exactly,
you have here. We have actually done it online first, so that we can do these things, so we can learn some things. Uh, and not just a second degree version of it coming from. I think many of both the UK and the US, they've already said that already now until next summer, everything is online. So why not take something which is actually built to be online from the beginning?
exactly.
Um, yeah. Ah, so, but I think well, right now I think we have a application deadline at the end of this month here for January intake. We of course
So,
also
so when is the deadline for January admission round?
31st of December,
Okay,
and then we start February 2nd, and then
so the
but
classes will be started from February second week, right?
yes, exactly.
Okay,
But we also are accepting applications for summer intake next year as well. So we are a little bit outside the regular application admission system here in Denmark because we're doing it the way that we are. So we can
so how
take
many intakes do you have, like three or two?
two.
Two.
So so one in starting in February and one starting in August.
August.
Uh,
Okay.
so
So August one, you are saying summer intake. Okay,
yeah,
understand.
summer intake, and that's yeah, we had the first intake this summer here. For it, it's we have uh, hybrid degrees here. Is actually we are the only Danish university offering a full degree outside Denmark, where you don't need to go and sit on a chair in Denmark. So it's the first thing ever in Danish higher education. So this is your only option if you want a Danish and don't have a way to come to Denmark, or no Danish. So this.
So are you done with presentation
Yes, I'm
slide?
done with the presentation. You could just
Okay, I can take it off. Yeah, I think it's better.
then there's a bigger image of us two
Yeah,
here. And
exactly. So yeah, so that's good. You can carry on.
no, but I was just saying that we are the first one, the only one so far to do these things here. So and yeah, we have a lot of eyes on us, and that's why we put a lot of resources in it. So it's not a business that we're supposed to be profitable on. It's a business which needs to balance. So if we get profit, we need to spend the money on the students again.
Yes.
That's also why we have the our top professors involved in this one here. So we are putting the best of our resources into this initiative. And by the way, fun fact about Danish people, we drink a lot of coffee. Actually, only the Ethiopians in Africa drink more coffee than us, so too. So.
I mean, Swedish, they do lots of they drink lots of coffee as well, actually. But I mean, nowadays I'm having lots of water than actually coffee. So, but
I used to live in Bangladesh some years back,
yeah,
and
you told me that actually. Yeah.
yeah, I was there. I started two companies actually in Bangladesh, so I know the region quite well. And one of the things about the coffee was that I had a colleague came from the US, and he drank milk in his coffee. And he said
Mm-hmm.
to the coffee boy, "Hey, give me a black coffee with milk, no sugar." And he couldn't understand it, why it was so sweet. And it took like 3 weeks. And then I said, and he came to me and said, I simply cannot explain it to the coffee guy that I don't want any sugar in my milk and it's sweet all the time. And then I said, oh, hey, well, he's using sweetened condensed milk, as you, you guys know. So of course it's sweet. There's nothing to do about it. And then he started to learn to drink black like real adults.
Mm-hmm. Understand. I like black coffee as well, actually, rather than just because
It
it
is.
makes you like more stronger. I mean, you are more awake actually when you are
I,
working a lot. That's important.
Exactly that. Well, that's what we do, as we also talked about just before. In times like these, we have a tendency of working a lot, and but not always as efficient as we would like. And that's why we have this coach in the program and has these tips and
How to
tricks
be
and.
efficient? Yes. And also,
Uh,
I think the good thing is about this program is that students can take the courses separately. They don't need, right? Did you
yeah.
mention that?
No, so they can start up and they can end. They can have gap years. They've actually, I think we had a guy from Nepal joining this summer. He was actually older than me,
Hmm.
but he'd been working as a journalist for a number of years and wanted to get into the marketing side of things. So he joined. So having a gap year, no problem at all. Actually, any life experience you have will benefit you in a program like this because
This is how it is
yeah,
combined.
yeah, because. Uh, and if you have if you say that you want to start your own company, this is a perfect opportunity for you. Actually, all the professors in this program has real life experience of starting their own companies.
Hmm.
uh,
Oh, that's great.
so,
Glad to
so,
know.
so we know how to do that. We know the pitfalls. We have built the organizations. So all the things that we teach is something that we've done in real life. It's not just something that we found in the thick book and talking about. And we can actually say, yeah, the theory says this, but hey, this is where we are going to see it in real life.
Hmm. Understandable.
And
Yeah.
actually, I think the case that we use to in the first semester is actually uh, either your own company or a business that you think could be cool or interesting to start up. So if you have something for real, well, then we will actually help you go through all the things. And well, of course, we want people to graduate, but hey, come on, if they go out and make the next big super company, I'll be just as happy.
Understand. Understand.
So,
So, and it's really great thing like while they're working for any companies and at the same time they're getting the opportunity to study business
yeah,
because I know like maybe there are lots of people, those are working as a manager or as a CEO of different companies, where they're from IT background or they're for social science background, humanities background, but in real life nowadays they need business knowledge as well to run their company. I mean, to
Exactly.
manage their company or to start up their company. And but
And
so
very
in this
importantly,
case, this clause, let me finish. So in this case, like it is difficult for them to go to some of the universities sometimes because of time. They cannot go there because they're teaching them on campus. So it's difficult for them to go there. And on the other hand, also some of the universities they require business degrees to be to enter the program. So
exactly.
here we would like to let you know the audiences, the students, those are watching from different parts of the world, whoever it is, would like to say that like here we can welcome almost everyone,
Yeah,
almost
exactly.
everyone. We don't you don't need required to have like business knowledge previously, because sometimes as JRK works with different universities for different countries, sometimes students comes from um, different background, then they ask us, oh, can I go for business? They can't. But for this program everyone has the opportunity to join. So please feel free to join in this program and grab the opportunity. And it's
I think
like
even if they find a program which will accept them, uh, we have changed a lot of the curriculum just within the last 6 months because
wow.
the world has changed.
Yes.
Uh, so we're not teaching the theories and models developed in the 1960s or the 70s, like
90s.
most other universities are. Hey, come on, find some YouTube videos about that. Go to an academy or edX or some of those places. You can get that much easier and much quicker. We have upgraded it. We are taking the theories which is just on the cutting edge right now. They're not even in the books yet. They are research papers just about to be published. We work with systemic theories because it's systems that works together. It's not just this box you need to fill in. But that box you will get in your standard project. But here now we are taking it to the next level with the world as it is. And as
And
you can see, I get extremely passionate about it, but that's also part of the passion the entire team has here because we believe so much in it.
Claus, what time does the class starts? Usually, it's in morning or
Uh, well, it depends a little bit on which time zone you're in, but it's
for
always
Swedish time and so for Danish time.
Danish time, 8 o'clock in the morning. So that's around lunchtime in Asia, plus minus a little bit.
So do
So
you do something on afternoon as well?
uh, we have some things, but what we also do is that we have everything is recorded. So
Okay.
if you're missing a class, you can watch it later on. Uh, we have interactive sessions going on back and forth all the time, so there's no problem.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Understand. Understand. That's good. That's good. No, also I have a suggestion just to say, like sometimes if we can arrange something at afternoon in Danish time. So mostly if you have like Asian students over there, it will be
Evening.
evening or something. So the office people, those are working, they will finish their job and then they can join. That will be also great. Just I mean,
Uh,
you can make
that,
it note even for later on.
that's
However.
no problem at all. That's absolutely no problem.
So anyway, as like students, those you are interested, you are hearing us. So Professor Claus is here with us. So if you have any question, please feel free to ask us. He will
There
be
was
happy
a
to give you answer.
there's a quick one which came in. I have no IELTS. Can I apply for study in Denmark? Uh, the short answer is yes. The little bit more complicated answer is we'll need to have a test somehow, and it'll so you can apply. then we'll have an interview and an online test as well, so that we have the documentation and we know you can actually get through it. For us, the most important thing, as I think I mentioned as well, is that we don't want to admit people that we don't think can graduate as well.
Yes, that's also important.
So that's the reason for us having it. It's not
Yeah,
because we
it
don't
doesn't
want.
make any sense. I mean, from university side, you will just make them admission and they cannot finish it, right? Because that's not a nice reputation for you at all.
So if we don't believe in you, we'll not admit you at all. We're not. Well, Dania is owned by the Danish government, so
Okay.
it's
Not private
the
organization
it's
who
not private. So
money.
our purpose is not making a profit. We're actually not allowed to make a profit.
Yes,
So therefore, we have no interest in taking anyone in who will not be able to graduate in the end.
I understand. That makes sense. That makes sense. So as
So
you
yeah.
say, like so students from Asia or other countries, like they can finish their job and also they can join in this class. I think it's a really great opportunity for them. And at the same time, I mean, it is saving their time. I mean, they don't need to come here. I mean, leave by leaving their family, because when sometimes it's also difficult, like especially our target groups are people those are working as a manager or as a CEO, or you want to start up your business. This
Or
is the perfect, or I mean, group for this program particularly, right?
or someone working maybe as an engineer,
Yeah,
wanting to go into the business side of things.
yeah.
Uh, I myself comes from an engineering, IT engineering background and moved into the business side, so I know the extreme value of having both the technical side and the business side of things when you're establishing things. Being able to talk to all
Yeah,
these
you
people.
can mix and match. You can mix and
Yeah.
match.
So, so that's where we see the big innovation coming from. That's when you are combining two very separate fields. So you have
Yeah, because I mean, specifically like for IT people, they are very good in engineering. They know how to make the things, but they don't know how to sell. But when you are inventing something, and then you have at the same time you have business education as well. You have knowledge from business as well. Then you know how to sell your product. Then that
and
will be the best, because there. I mean, there is no point you just make innovate the things and you cannot sell it, then no
or
one will
even if you don't feel okay, you don't want to sell. You don't want to be the salesman pushing products out there.
no. Yeah,
But one of the things which is happening very much in business these days is that IT is becoming so core to running the business. But so what is IT and what is business is really difficult to separate. So for many IT people, if they want to move up in the hierarchies, they will need the business understanding it, or want to move into the consulting, IT consulting side of things where there's enormous salaries. Then you need to understand, okay, this IT product, how does that fit in the business world? Or the marketing things, entire digital marketing with the AIs coming so fast these years. How to use that, how to implement that in the business side of things. Well, it's cool that you can program, but what should you program? That comes from the business side.
yes, like when you have a both knowledge, that's fantastic. This is what I would like to say, because end of the day, even as you say, like IT things, I mean, I didn't mean that like they will be salesperson, but anyway, in whatever you invent, in some extent it is linked with business. It is linked with business. Either not you, but someone from your company, they will have to make it sell. Even let's say Facebook, it's not, I mean, it's IT based company, but it's a
Exactly.
huge business. End of the day, they are making money, right? So
come on, if you're an IT guy, if you're a brilliant IT guy, if you cannot tell the rest of your company about what is convince them that this is a cool idea that you have, well, and that is selling. If you cannot do that, well, you'll end up coding small, boring things in the corner because you'll never be allowed to do the cool things because you're not able to sell it. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So these are the things are really important. I think. I mean, uh, let's see. Hope students are watching the sessions. Hope they're enjoying it, and it will really help them. And also, like this video will be saved in our Facebook and also in our YouTube channel, so they can watch it later on, and slowly they will try to understand what's the matter actually.
Exactly. So let's see. Did we have
No,
one
there is
more?
a question. Do you have any opportunity for work visa? So I'm sorry, like to say that right now we are talking about study in Denmark and especially in Dania Academy, and they have very fantastic hybrid degrees. So we are talking about that. There is no working visa we are talking about right now. I'm sorry to say that. So we are talking about students and study purposes actually. Thank you.
I think the only way for that to happen is joining the degree,
Yes.
completing the degree, and coming
Then they
to
can get the
Denmark,
work visa.
and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
it's always easier to get access to country if you have a degree from that country or get at in that country. We're talking about Europe, so it's easier to get access to Europe if you have a European degree.
Yes. No, that's true. That's true. It makes your life more easier, and for the employer, it's also important when they will look for the employees. They know, okay, so this person has European degrees or certain countries degrees. Then they got to know already about these countries, and then they can work for my company. If they know, okay, you do not have any knowledge about European countries, European degrees, then actually it will be difficult for you to work in that particular country actually,
Exactly.
right?
Uh, and a simple thing as speaking the same language in terms of knowing the same theories and models and the way to speak about business. It's not something that you just learn overnight. It's if you I've hired people from the best MBA programs in Asia, and I had to train them for half a year at least before we were actually speaking in the same business language. This is before my academia time, and that's because there is a way of talking about businesses in Europe, a way of talking in America, a way of talking in Asia, and it needs to be matching. So if you have these passion moving into an international company, you need to be able to speak the international business language, and it's not just speaking English. It's also the right terms and the right formulations in those kinds.
Yes, that's true.
Um, but yeah,
So I think we are having really fantastic sessions here today. So dear audiences, dear students, whoever you are watching here today, so please keep watching us, and then if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. Professor Claus is here with us, so please feel free to ask us any questions if you do have. Thank you. So I think it was really, anyway, in short, it was really great session. I think our students are really enjoyed the session.
I hope so. I hope so.
No, I mean it's really important. Even myself, like I got to know about a lot from Dania Academy actually. And once actually the pandemic things will be over, I will definitely visit you in campus.
Oh, I'm
And
looking
you are
very
most
much forward
welcome.
to it. And also, all the other guys out there, I'll love to invite you here. It's dark and it's wet and it's cold.
Same
Uh,
here. Same here.
well, in the summertime, it's okay. Uh,
Yeah,
not
same here. Like we are in neighboring country.
exactly.
I'm living in Sweden, so I know. So it's even it is 4 o'clock here as well, and it is dark outside. I can't see anything outside there.
I had an exam the other day with a guy sitting in, I think it was Indonesia, and it was well almost around this time. So he was looking at the. It was earlier. Sorry. He was looking out the window and say, "Yeah, now it's dark here. It's evening." And I looked out the window and say, "Yeah, it looks like it's evening here." And it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon because it was so cloudy and
It is.
rainy.
It's a long night nowadays.
Oh yeah, we are looking very much forward to New Year's when it starts becoming more sunny again.
Yes, yes,
So,
that will be great. Yeah, and also feel free to visit me like when you are in Sweden, like we are in neighboring country, as I said. So feel free. So I think, Klaus, we had a really great session today. Thank you so much for coming today. And I know you are busy, but still you have given us time for our students. It was really great. Thanks. So before we leave the session for today, if you have any final comments for the students, please say something.
come join us. It will be fun. You will be able to make a difference afterwards. I promise you that. That I'm very confident on.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's great. So thank you, Klaus, for coming here today. It was a really great session with you. And dear students, today you have watched us, and the session was about study in Dania Academy. They have a really good program. So if you are really interested to study in Dania Academy, please feel free to contact us. On the screen, you have our contact details. You have our website, email address, WhatsApp number. So by through that, you can contact with us, and we'll assist you what to do next. We are one of the authorized agent by Dania Academy, so we can help you out. That would not be any problem. So if you do not so here we just got one more questions here. Requirements for masters, but unfortunately Dania Academy, they do not have any masters program. And so also, however, JRK International Education Consultants, we are working for different universities. So if you are really interested for any master's program, in that case you can contact us. You can send us your all of your details, then we can help you out. We will see what can we do for you. Actually, otherwise it will be difficult for me to say requirements. Even masters, it could be from different background and so on. So you can send us your email through our email address, including your all documents, CV. Then we will tell you actually what to do particularly, right? Hope it will help you. So thank you everyone for thank you, Klaus, for coming here today. And thanks all of the audiences for watching today's session. So I will maybe we'll see each other in another session with all of the students. So even like nowadays we are having lots of live sessions. We have another live sessions tomorrow in same time. So please feel free to follow JRK International Education Consultants to get update about different countries. So thank you everyone. Thank you, Klaus. I will catch up you later. Thank you.
So,
Have a great day. Bye bye. Bye
bye.
bye.